everyone, it's Marie from Tatisoap, and I'm doing something different today, as you can see from my crockpot. I am going to try to make a melt and pour soap base without alcohol. So I've seen a lot of recipes to make transparent soap melt and pour where you needed a lot of ethanol to make it work. And up here in Canada, the Liquor Control Board isn't all that crazy about selling pure alcohol to people unless you have a permit, so it didn't work. I tried making it with isopropyl alcohol and it didn't work. So I found a recipe from a lady. It's on her blog, and it's Oil and Butter, blogspot.ca, and I think her name is C or CC. I'm not sure. Sorry if I get it wrong. But anyway, she has this recipe which uses coconut oil, palm oil, a lot of castor oil, some stearic acid, and a lot of glycerin. Actually, the same amount of glycerin as the amount of oils in total. So I thought I'd give it a try because it seemed to work for her. So here I've got the oils, the coconut, palm, castor, and stearic acid. They're all melted. I actually melted them in the microwave before I put them in the crock pot. I'm going to add the lye to it. So this is my lye. And we're going to stir and bring this to a trace. Now, in the recipe, in the blog, she said that it took actually very little time to come to trace. So that's why I'm not using my stick blender. I'm just using my whisk. And actually, I feel it thickening up right now. Oh yeah, wowee, look at that. It's not quite trace yet, but it is quite thicky. It's thicky. Thickening up. So the procedure is basically you cook it. It's a hot process soap. You cook it until it goes to full gel. And apparently it takes probably about an hour. Stir it every 15 minutes or so. And when it's at full gel, like they call it the applesauce stage, then you add the glycerin, and then you cook it some more until it's transparent and all melted. So I'm not going to be doing this non-stop. I'm going to wait till it comes to trace, and then I'll bring you back at 15-minute intervals when I stir it. Well, it's not coming to trace all that quickly for me, so dare I use my stick blender? Last time I made a hot process, well, the one time I made a hot process soap, and that was the last time, was, I mean, the soap turned out nice, but I thought it would take a lot longer. I turned my back, and it was all over the table almost. It was all I could do to get it back in the pot. But it's nice soap, actually. It's the one thing I like about it. I'm not crazy about the texture because it's got some air pockets in it. It's coarser in texture than the cold process soap, but the fragrance, actually, I just used sweet orange essential oil in it, and it stayed very nice and true because I added at the end. Whereas I've used that oil before in some of my cold process soap, and it just disappears. It just does not stay. Of course, now I use the 5-fold orange, which has a lot more staying power, but I had some sweet orange left, and that's what I did. Okay, you know what? I'm going to use my stick blender because this is not tracing. Be back in a sec. Okay, let's see. I'm not making that big of a batch, so it's not very deep. Maybe if I tip it, yeah, I'm going to tip it. I don't know if you can see it. Whoa. Light trace. Yep, that trace now. It's nice and creamy. Just whiz it a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, you can see it's nice. Nicely traced. Alright, so let's get out of this. So now my crock pot is on low. So I'm going to let it simmer for about 15 minutes. I'm going to put a cover on it. Just lost part of my stick blender. And then I will check again after 15 minutes, and we'll see where it's at. Okay, we're at the 15-minute interval, and there is, I don't know if you can even see it. Ooh, this is hot. Around the bottom, it's starting to, I don't want to say gel, but gel-ish, kind of. So we're going to, yeah, you can see how it's kind of soft on the edge. Okay. And the middle is hard. Oh, wow, look at that. But I'm going to get my sleeves up. Yeah. Wow, that's interesting. Can't even really stir it per se. Oh yeah, maybe I should use a stiffer spoon. Oh well, there we go. Really looks like mashed potatoes. Okay, so leave the mashed potatoes, cook for another 15 minutes, and no, don't do that. And notice how I'm bad girl, I took my gloves off, because in the first 15 minutes I did some washing dishes and cups and measuring things, and okay, so we'll come back in 15 minutes. Okay, here we are at 30 minutes, and you can see it's a lot, it's a lot softer and darker in color, not as opaque. Smells like soap. Like soap, not... I find hot soap has a... It's not an unpleasant smell, but it's a soapy smell. It's... I don't know. So, I'm going to let it cook a little bit more. It might be at the done stage, but I don't know yet. Yeah, we'll let it cook a little bit more, another 15 minutes, and we'll see what that does. And by the way, if you're wondering, I'm going to put the link to the blog where I got the recipe if you are interested in trying this out. And I'm hoping that I'll mold it tonight. Tomorrow I will unmold it, and then we'll try to melt it and see if it works. So, see you in 15 minutes. Okay, we're back. And, there's even some little bit of separation there. It's so soft. And it's glistening. I think we're there. What do you think? Pretty Vaseline-like. Okay. So now we're going to add the glycerin. I'm just going to scrape the sides first. Oh yes, no. First we have to do the zap test. So I'm just going to scrape the sides, clean it all up. Okay. So, for those of you who don't know what the zap test is, it's to test if we have any lye that remains unreacted. There shouldn't be any at this point. So what we do is we stick the thing on our tongue. Stick a little bit of soap. I don't know, I don't normally do this, but I've got a little bit of soap, and I'm going to just put it on my tongue, and if it zings, if it zaps, like as if you're putting your tongue on a battery, then that means you still have lye in it. Ew. It's a bit zappy. So I'm going to cook it a tad more. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to leave it for another 15 minutes and see. Okay, so it's been an hour, so I'm hoping that this is all good and proper. So zap test it again. Okay, let's just clean that out. Wing. need a little piece somewhere. A little piece off of the spoon. Of course, you're going to make sure that it's kind of cool before you taste it. Okay. Yep, good. No zing. So, we're going to add the glycerin to this now. Here's my glycerin. So I did 25 ounces of oil, so I'm going to have to add 25 ounces of glycerin to this. Whoa. It's swimming in the glycerin. Wow. Actually, put you in there. And we'll take you. Throw the glycerin out. Okay. Squish, squish, squish. I wonder if I need to stick blend this, because it's kind of, well, maybe I'll just leave it, let it heat up again. It is still on low, yeah, okay, we'll leave this be for 15 minutes, and we'll see you again. Alright, let's look to see what this is like. Oh, this is interesting. It's actually melting. This actually might work. I was a bit dubious, but yeah, we'll let it melt a little bit more. I think originally, in the original recipe, it said 30 to 40 minutes, or 30 to 45 minutes. So, yeah, maybe another half hour, and we'll be there. I'm not going to put any scent in it because I might use it for embeds and whatnot, so I might scent it at another time. Or I might make a whole melt and pour soap. I really don't know. This is really neat. Yeah. Now this isn't going to make like a transparent soap. It will be translucent. But that will suit my purpose. Okay, we'll see you in 15 minutes. Okay, okay. So it's been half an hour since we've added the glycerin, and you can see that the bottom is quite liquidy, and then the top layer still needs to be heated up a little bit more. I think we're getting there though. Now this is has a 3% superfat, and in the blog it didn't really explain why such a lower superfat, but I think because maybe being a very high in glycerin, the glycerin is a very, very, very good humectant, so it attracts the moisture from the air onto your skin. So with that much glycerin, then maybe you don't need as many oils. Unsaponified oils. There might be another explanation. Actually, if you know, let me know. You can always put a comment under the video. Okay. Well, we'll come back in half an hour. No, sorry, 15 minutes. And see what it looks like then. So it's been a while. It doesn't seem to want all to melt, although it's getting there slowly. But it's been probably, let me see, almost an hour and a half since we've added the glycerin. And so I'm going to crank it up to high, get this melted, because it's 12:30 at night and I want to get to bed. Okay, it's been almost 2 hours. It's 1:30 in the morning, and I don't think I'm going to get it any much more clearer than this. I don't know, it's more like bubbles. So I'm going to pour it in my, well, maybe if I, oh, look at that. Stirring it. Wow, that was a trick. Maybe. You can see my spatula is full of it. Just full of it. Okay, well, there's a piece that's not melted now. It's actually melting as we speak. Okay, I'm gonna pour it into my mold. So move this over here. Hot, hot, hot. Long sleeves works well. Take this away. Okay. I should have some oven mitts. Hold on. There. I just don't like this froth, but I don't know. Maybe I'll just spray it with alcohol after I've poured it into the mold. Oh, Whoa-wee. Okay. And then, let's see if this really works. This is alcohol. Works a little bit, but that's okay. We're going to see how that looks tomorrow. I'm just going to leave it like that. And, now I smell the alcohol. And, I'll see you tomorrow. Use a close, whoops. Let me just give you a closer view. Here we go. There's a closer view there. So it looks like, and this is the other mold. Pretty clear. Okay. Okay, so there we have our soap base. It's not very see-through, but we'll see. I already kind of tried it out. Let me just get a plastic to put this on. And see if it comes out of the mold. Okay. It does not. Oh, yeah, okay. This. Okay. Okay. Now. Oh, for heaven's sakes. I'm having a whole lot of deja vu in this. I can see the seal is kind of broken there. Oh, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Come, come, come. There we go. Ta-da! So, there we have it. So that's the one, and I've cheated, and I've already molded the other one, which is a little bit, I guess I could have filled my mold up a little bit more. But there is our, oh, I got some on my sleeve. Okay, so let's put this on here. I'll put this away for a minute. I'm going to cut a little bit, and we're going to go and try it in the laboratory's washroom. I don't know if you can see it here. Wow. So, soft and pliable, and it is see-through-ish. Should have probably taken a bigger, a little bit bigger slice. So, yeah, bigger slice is not really see-through. But let me go set up the camera in the washroom, and we'll see how this lathers. It's a little bit sticky, but it's not that bad. So, okay. Get some hands wet, and we got the soap. Really slippery. Well, it's actually quite nice and soft. Wow, look at that. Of course it doesn't smell like anything because I didn't put any flavoring, any scent in it, but it's a nice lather. Right there. does lather very nicely. Okay, so I'm going to go play with it. Okay, so I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to melt, cut a whole bunch, and I'm going to melt it, and I'm going to add some micas to it, and pour another block, which then I'm going to use as, I'm going to make curls out of it and use them as embeds. So this is the first bit of it. Okay, we are back. So I've cut up the soap and I've melted it. So here's the base. So I'll melt it up. A little bit of a, not as much froth as when I was making it, but so I'm going to put, oh, there's a little thing in it. Get out, get out, get out. So this is fun because I've never made this before. So in we go with, I don't know how much I've got in here. I'm going to try to put kind of the same amount in each. Okay. And this is just mica. This is red mica, fire red mica or something like that. And I've used those micas in my cold process soap, and they're okay, but they lose all the glittery, shiny part of it. And this one is 24 karat gold mica. And actually I'm going to put a little bit more in there, because there. Okay, so now I'm going to use my mold again, which I've cleaned in the meantime. And I'm going to try pouring those two at the same time. And we'll see how that goes. Now, I heard the plop. I don't know what the plop was, but it was a plop. So, get rid of some of the bubbles. So, here is the final product, unmolded. Not bad. This is the top. This is actually the bottom, and it's a nice consistency. It's smooth and it's not slimy. And yeah, so there you go, melt and pour. I'm going to wrap this up, and then I'm going to probably shave it into little curls, and I'm going to make another soap, and I'll show you what that looks like. So I had a bit of fun with the melt and pour. You can see what I made, some strange looking bars and made some little hearts. So what it is with the copper and gold, or the red and gold mica, I made the swirls with a cheese grater, and then I just made a white with silver mica base, and kind of poured it over it. So they're okay, but well, I'm going to try to do this. didn't get the soap in all the nooks and crannies. As you can see, there's a little hole in the middle. And the reason is that to melt it, it actually had to melt at quite a high temperature. It started solidifying about 170 degrees, which is quite a bit hotter, I gather, than the regular melt and pour. Let's see, this didn't even get in there. In this spot here. So putting fragrance in here, well, there's not much left of the fragrance because the soap was so hot that the fragrance kind of just evaporated, pretty much all of it. But I mean, it's a nice soap, and it's got the feel of glycerin soap, and it does lather nicely. I've tried one of the little hearts already, and I like the way that you just pour it and then, it's done. You don't have to wait for it. There's no cure. Ooh, that's ugly on the back here. I planed the top a little bit because my curls were a little bit over the top. But as far as the melt and pour soap base, I don't think it's as good as the commercially prepared ones. I mean, it is nice. It is nice soap, but to handle it requires a much higher temperature to melt, and so you probably can't really scent it very well without losing a lot of your scent. So what I'm probably going to do, I'll make it again, and I will probably just use it as embeds. I'll put the color in right off the bat when I make it probably at the time I add the glycerin, and then just leave it unscented and just pour it to get the shapes that I want. But, it's nice. It melts again and again and again and again. Whee! And I've got a little bit left over still here. And this one is still a little bit liquidy. That was from the top of these guys when I planed them and cut the top and cut off all the little bits that were sticking out, and I remelted them, so that's going to be another little heart. So I quite like it, other than I'm just not used to melt and pour just quite yet. I need to play with this a little bit more, and like I said, the temperature, it needs a higher temperature to work, and it cools really fast, so you got to stir and really pour it quickly, and it'll harden on you. So there is the melt and pour base. So, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.